Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope y'all had a great day overall, man. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We got some things that we currently need to discuss that's going on in the boxing world. We're going to talk about Terence Crawford clowning Gervonta Davis. Terence Crawford promising to shake up the world, or at least shock the world, against Canelo Alvarez, and then we're going to get into some open boxing topics. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the building so far. If y'all can hit the like button as soon as y'all come in, that'll be very much appreciated, man. I already see a bunch of comments in the building, and I'm highly appreciative of those who were sitting back and waiting. I was going to come on time, but I was on the phone with a couple of my people out in Puerto Rico, man. Shout out to 787 Boxing. It seems like we're going to have to take that trip to Puerto Rico to, compete on an amateur level. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully we could get this on the road. We got some fight dates coming up in Philadelphia, man. January 25th, I got one of my boxers fighting at 365 Boxing Gym down 5th and Berks, North Philly. And then I got two of my boxers fighting at our gym, Pivot Boxing Academy, February 1st. Some good competitive fights, man. So if you're in or around the area, please come through. Get a ticket. And get some good boxing going on, man. If y'all boxing fans, there's nothing that beats going to the fights live, whether it's on an amateur or a professional level, pro-am shows, whatever the case is, man. So shout out to everybody that's in the building. The stranger. Shout out to the stranger in the building with one of the first comments. He says, can't lie, Mark. I think Canelo is going to win, but I'm rooting for Bud. Yeah, we definitely going to talk about that. One thing's for sure, I'm definitely rooting for Bud. And one last thing, Tank can't stay off that duck sauce. Stranger, you're going to piss some people off with that, man. You're going to piss some people off. Chris O.Y. said, Tank do all these responses on Twitter but can't respond to Bud. Salute Mazuma Nation all day. Salute to the boy Chris for coming through and showing love as always. I'm sure he's going to respond to Bud eventually. He probably just not, by his phone right now or even worried about social media. But once he gets on one of them tangents, eventually, they're going to ask him about Bud and he's going to respond. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Bud is exempt from the Twitter smoke from Gervonta Davis. You feel what I'm saying? Forever dedicated. What up? Tank on Twitter calling people gallons of milk and elephants. Yeah, I saw that. I got his post notifications on just because he be deleting shit all the time. And he be talking crazy. He definitely be talking crazy. Some of that should be funny too, though. You know what I mean? Marissa, what's going on? Salute. Coffee Plant, salute. Smoochie, what up? Pagad Petit, what up? Slime, what up? Agent 007, what up? Lorenzo. Calling somebody milk is crazy. Yeah, that's definitely a crazy insult. Yeah, I mean, if you the same complexion as milk, that's a bad job. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad job. Or whatever. I don't know why he called him milk, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, that shit not even important for real. That ain't boxing. We got 13 people in the building. Salute to everybody that's coming on in, man. What topic we started with first? You feel what I mean? Because I definitely don't want to spend too much time on one particular subject. And, there's more to talk about that's going on in the boxing world right now besides the topics that I posted on the title. One of the things that I really wanted to discuss, and I might include in the title or might make even the headline of the title, is the things that are going around between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. You feel what I'm saying? From what I'm understanding and what I'm hearing, Ryan Garcia says that, if Devin Haney doesn't, get rid of the lawsuit, then there's not going to be any rematch. He's not going to partake in VADA. But apparently from what I've heard, Turkey Al-Sheikh, reached out or at least sat both of them down on their own time and pretty much told them like, yo, Dev, how about this? You drop the lawsuit. Ryan, you accept the rematch and you do 365 testing. And there's been a lot of reports circulating that, Ryan Garcia is now on board. He's on board with the VADA. He's on board with the rematch. And as a result, Devin is considering dropping the lawsuit. So I guess they're both making, adjustments or at least changes in their approaches in order to make a rematch happen. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if this is just what people are reporting because, I ain't gonna lie. Ever since Michael Benson left Twitter, there's been a lot of false, there's been pages that just been strictly putting out false information. So it's like really hard to tell who's telling the truth and who isn't, But I seen that Devin Haney had put out a tweet speaking about I thought he was a duck whole time. He was a goose. See you soon and stuff like that. So it seems like he has a pretty optimistic approach. And, this rematch happening with Ryan Garcia. He wanted back in blood. Ryan Garcia felt like he didn't need the PEDs in order to defeat Devin Haney. So we're going to see. We're going to see, man. And this is going to be a crazy buildup, man. This shit is going to be extremely personal. Bill Haney's pissed. Devin's pissed. And, you can make a case that Ryan Garcia is pissed because, he's been exposed. He feels like he didn't need the this is what he's saying. I disagree with it because I feel like if you didn't need the PEDs, you simply wouldn't take them, right? But he has this approach, right now based off what he's saying to the media that, he beat Devin, with his own abilities. He didn't need performance enhancement drugs. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Hopefully that manifests, man. Turkey Al-Sheikh got some big shit going on, man. It's like left and right. He's making shit happen. Conor Ben, Chris Eubank, they talking about that's going on in April. What was another one? Of course, you got the big Saudi Arabia card, February 22nd. There was a few other fights, and of course, the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight. It seems like that's something that's going to be going on in September, according to reports. But, these are simply reports at the end of the day. So we don't honestly know what's going on. There's nothing confirmed. The only thing that we got confirmed as of right now is the card that's coming up in February. You know what I'm saying? Which is an amazing card. And they had their little press conference today out in London, from what I understand. So I guess he just kept the people that was involved, at the ring. I guess he kept the fighters who were, at the Ring Magazine Awards, until the day of the press conference. You feel what I'm saying? And Shakur Stevenson was there. Daniel Dubois was there. Joseph Parker, Julie Zhang. I seen Caballel was there. Of course, Bivol, Better Beef. It was a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? But the only one that seemed to be missing that I had a lot of questions about was Floyd Schofield. Now, Floyd Schofield, he's a young guy on the come up right now, one of the top contenders in the lightweight division, and he's taking on his biggest test to date with Shakur Stevenson, a 3-division world champion who's one of the most talented individuals, not only in his weight class, but in the sport of boxing, a defensive specialist, a master at distance, accurate puncher. And, I'm going to say that Shakur, he has versatility, of course, at his discretion. If he feels like, a fighter is a little bit too dangerous, he'll box him and use his feet. If he feel like that person don't got nothing for him, he walk you down and beat you up. You know what I'm saying? And catch you at the end of his punches while he making you miss by a centimeter. That's the type of fighter that Shakur Stevenson is. So Floyd Schofield got his hands full. And you could tell that the pressure is on. Based off of their actions, the pressure is on them. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I know a lot of people, most of the time, they act like underdogs. Don't have any pressure on them. You know what I'm saying? But when you have long-term goals like Floyd Schofield and his father, where, he's saying that they want to be the greatest of all time. And, they looking to, do historic things and that they legacy driven. When you involved in your first big fight of your career, the first legacy defining fight of your career, the pressure is on you as well. Does Shakur have more to lose? Yes, he does, because he's way more, he's a lot more established than Floyd Schofield. So if he was to take an L, it would hurt him more than a Floyd Schofield. However, I think the pressure is on Floyd Schofield and his father as well, because they have goals that supersede a fight with Shakur Stevenson. They want to do A, they want to do B, they want to do C. They say that pretty much every interview that they're in. So with that being known, the pressure is on both of these guys, and it seems like the pressure has the Schofields really locked in. Since accepting the fight with Shakur Stevenson, they haven't been as busy on social media. There's not as many posts as we've seen, previously. They was doing a whole lot of calling out, a whole lot of saying this person ain't like that, this person ain't like that. They'll knock this guy out, this guy out, this guy out. They're the greatest of all time, and blah, blah, blah. Since the fight has been signed with Shakur Stevenson, these guys have been close to MIA. They post little things here and there, but nothing too, dramatic or, nothing of quantity. That's what I'm going to say. So, I was under the impression that when they first started camp, they was going to bring on Joanne Guzman, a former fighter himself who's helped fight, world champions such as Jermell Charlo and things of that nature. But with an interview that I just seen Floyd Schofield, his father do, the father is saying how he's not trusting anybody. He's not trusting anybody, and all his son needs is him in order to succeed and knock Shakur Stevenson out on February 22nd. Now, when I hear that he's having trouble trusting people, I think he's alluding to, and I could be very much wrong, I think he's alluding to Joanne Guzman being a snake, him not trusting Joanne Guzman. Maybe Joanne Guzman has, a friendship or a relationship with Shakur or somebody in Shakur's camp. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get into these comments because I've been on a little bit of a tangent. Says Shakur said he don't need Tank. Mark, what you think? Pagat Petit, in terms of him saying that, I don't think none of these fight. Look, this is the reality, bro. Because we heard Floyd Mayweather say that he didn't need Pacquiao. We heard Terence Crawford say he didn't need Errol Spence. Do they need each other? Not necessarily. And I'm gonna say that because regardless of who's in the game or who's out the game, the world continues turning. So let's say hypothetically that it is true. Shakur's, Gervonta Davis retires, at the end of 2025. It's gonna suck. It's gonna leave a lot of what ifs. The boxing world is gonna be scarred by that moment because we'll never know what happens between Gervonta Davis and fighters like Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, whatever. But at the same time, there is gonna be somebody who's gonna end up being built up to creating a super fight with Shakur Stevenson. As long as he's winning, somebody will take Gervonta Davis's place, and they'll be building up that fight next. So does Shakur necessarily need Gervonta Davis? No, just like Gervonta Davis doesn't need Shakur. You know what I'm saying? But at this current moment, when we're looking at some of the biggest fights to be made in the sport of boxing right now, Gervonta and Tank is at the top of the list, in my opinion. I think that's one of the biggest fights that could ever be made in the sport of boxing right now. I think Turki Al-Sheikh recognizes that. I don't know how he feels about Gervonta at this particular moment, but I'm sure that he would love to make that fight happen. As long as Tank is open-minded. It seems like Gervonta is in his feelings right now. He doesn't like how the way Turki and them is treating him, at least. And from the very beginning, he had a problem with Turki Al-Sheikh because he feels a way about people switching sides, going over to Turki Al-Sheikh because he got all this money. He's saying that loyalty, is rare and all these different things. But at the end of the day, bro, you got to do what's best. When it comes to business, these fighters got to take care of their families. And, a lot of these dudes that's under the PBC umbrella right now, if you're not a huge superstar, you're not really getting consistent fight dates. If you really look over the whole PBC umbrella right now, it seems like the only dudes who are getting consistent fights are Canelo, Gervonta Davis, and the Benavidez. Besides that, these dudes all sitting around just waiting their turn, and maybe an Earl Spence if he was active. You know what I'm saying? But these guys got to move on, and they got to do other things, bro. If they can't find activity at their home, but if they can't find work at home, you know what I'm saying? But a few cities down, they could get a consistent job. They're gonna go a couple cities down because the world don't stop turning. You know what I'm saying? These bills got to be paid. Families got to be taken care of. Daughters and sons and wives got to be fed. So, give that nigga Tank a call real quick. I couldn't find that nigga number. I've been trying to call him. Tank give me one of them vibes where it's like he constantly changes number, like how a lot of celebrities be doing. So there ain't no way to get that motherfucking number for real. But one thing I am gonna say is that I don't know why Tank is like expecting loyalty out of fighters when a lot of them aren't even receiving the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It just lets you know how spoiled Gervonta is at this point in his career and how well he's taken care of. Because when you look over, the whole landscape of the PBC, umbrella, a lot of them not getting fight dates. And if they do, they only fighting once a year. These dudes not getting, the big purses they used to get at one particular time. A lot of them got to fight on pay-per-views and just get whatever they generate type shit, like no guarantees. I done heard everything under the sun about PBC and how the way they've been moving. But, I said all of that to say, I don't think, if we being technical, these fighters don't need each other. You feel what I'm saying? But it'll be, because at the end of the day, they always gonna find somebody else. Like, let's say, for example, they saying Canelo need Benavidez right now. Benavidez need Canelo. Let's say Canelo retire, he go about, he don't never look at a boxing ring again. If Benavidez continues to go on in his career and is on the right trajectory, they will end up finding somebody else to replace Canelo Alvarez, and they be like, yo, that's the fight that we want to see. You feel what I'm saying? So as much as this sucks to say, I wish I could come up with an angle and say that these guys need each other, but the reality is they don't. Because think about it. Like if Terence Crawford said he didn't need Errol Spence and that fight didn't manifest, Terence Crawford still would have been, around, still getting title defenses at 47, would have went to 54, found opportunities up there with Turki Al-Sheikh. Like these things, the world continues turning is what I'm trying to say. Marissa says Gervonta isn't going to retire if Floyd Schofield wins against Shakur. I like that little prediction right there. I could see that. I could definitely see that. But what I was getting to previously was that you could tell that the pressure is on and popping for the Schofields, man. The whole switch up in their approach has been, evident. It kind of reminds me of like when LeBron, there was a stigma about LeBron that he always choked, in the finals. And, I remember for a long time, LeBron ain't got no rings. You feel what I'm saying? And then, LeBron, whenever he'll get into, the playoffs, like he'll put like his final tweet out. He'll be like, playoff mode activated, dark 23. He'll say like some crazy shit like that. And then he won't even pay attention to, social media anymore until, the playoffs or the finals conclude. You feel what I'm saying? So I guess that's what the Schofields are on, man. They locked in. They not partaking in social media anymore. Apparently, Schofield Sr. Kicked everybody out of the camp, so it's just him and his son. That could be something. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Schofield Jr. or whatever the hell you want to call him doesn't really pay much attention to his father. I feel like he doesn't really listen to his father. I've seen his father giving him some instructions against Renee Jerome, and he pretty much went against the instructions. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm sure he has respect for his father, but I feel like he thinks whatever he has going on in his mind, trumps what his father's instructions are. Salute the old school 868. What's up? What's going on, OG? But yeah, man, everybody talking about does Shakur have more to lose? Yes, he does. But the pressure is on and popping for the Schofields as well. Now y'all got to back up all that talk. All that talk that y'all was having, y'all got to back that shit up, man. All this, he's the greatest, and he's gonna knock out Shakur. Y'all gotta back that shit up. He's the best lightweight. Y'all gotta back that shit up. That's just how that shit work. You feel what I mean? And if Schofield has a terrible performance, let's say he gets lit up and stopped by Shakur Stevenson, it's not gonna be a good look, and their reputation is gonna be tarnished as a result. So they're gonna have to put up the most official effort possible, because if not, it's going to make y'all look really bad out here in these streets, and these fans, especially how cold-blooded these boxing fans are nowadays, it's going to be hard to bounce back, from that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's my observation. That's what I've been noticing. I really would have loved to have heard the details behind him removing Joanne Guzman. Are you alluding to Joanne being a snake? Does he have a relationship with Shakur in his camp? Like, what is exactly going on with that? You know what I'm saying? I want to know exactly what's going on with that. I want to know, like, what made you remove Joanne Guzman? Because y'all was just praising him a few weeks ago, saying how y'all couldn't afford him initially, and now we're gonna be working with him, and he's gonna, like, they was making it seem like he was the X factor. So I'm like, okay, like I see Joanne work with Jamel and shit like that, and Jamel always spoke highly of Joanne, so obviously he know his boxing. Jamel, a former undisputed champion. You feel what I'm saying? So it's kind of weird to see like a complete 180 from Schofield and him saying that all his son needs is him in order to knock out Shakur. You know what I mean? That remains to be seen. But, Schofield, I don't know if that's the case because, just a little bit ago, you was rocking with Ronnie Shields, and Ronnie Shields is helping your son out. All of a sudden you saying how, Ronnie Shields is never, your son's trainer. He was just your mentor, which I thought that was pretty weird. Because as far as I was concerned, everybody was telling me that Ronnie Shields was like one of your son's coaches. So you made a complete curve. You gave us a complete curveball with that. Now, you know what I mean, with only being a few weeks in the camp, you telling Joanne Guzman to hit the road and shit. I'm not really understanding what's going on with that. But regardless, you know what I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Schofield didn't show up to the press conference. You know what I mean? Maybe it's because, they locked in. They don't really want no distractions. They want all the time that they have on their hands in order to, come out victorious or have the best chance possible. I see that. I get it. You know what I mean? Because, Floyd Schofield didn't show up to the Ring Magazine Awards. He didn't show up to the press conference. Now, I highly doubt that they had trouble flying out anywhere. Coffee Plant said, what if Schofield went? I mean, it's going to be a huge upset, bro. It's probably going to be the upset of the year, and we only going to be in February. Nobody really expects Schofield to win. You know what I mean? There are some qualities about Schofield that can make it tough for Shakur, like when he's swarming and applying pressure and, throwing awkward shots that, a lot of people not a lot of people could really prepare for. He can make shit tough in spots, but I don't think anybody or many people alone are really predicting Schofield to win. I'm sure he's going to be a huge underdog. Justifiably so. Like when you look at Shakur and you look at, Schofield, it's clear to see that they are on totally different levels. Of course, it's Shakur Stevens' favor. So if he were to actually pull off an upset, knock out Shakur, whatever the case is, bro, that'll be like that. That'll be, when Terence Crawford talking about he gonna shock the world, that'll be Schofield's version of shocking the world, because I don't think anybody is anticipating that or seeing that coming overall. You feel what I'm saying? So it'll be a huge upset. What can I say? But, huge upsets have happened before in the sport of boxing. Just look throughout its history. There's been huge upsets, worse upsets, in all honesty. So I would never say that it's impossible, but I think it's very unlikely. Feel like he's gonna rush guns blazing. Yeah, I think it'll be a huge mistake on Schofield's part if he, sits there and plays chess with Shakur, or if he sits there and he tries to think with Shakur and try to box with him or try to counter Shakur. All that. He's gonna have to make his shit. He's gonna have to make this a tough, rugged fight, bro. He's gonna for Schofield to have the best possibility to win. Just based off of what I've seen with Schofield, he definitely gonna have to use that athleticism, that quickness. You know what I'm saying? That speed. He's gonna have to put whatever tools he got in his toolbox. If this is his motherfucking toolbox right here, he's gonna have to pull out every tool he got in that motherfucker. Every single tool he got is gonna have to be put into use, because if we talking from a skill set standpoint, Shakur is years ahead of him, light years ahead of him, if I'm being honest. So he's gonna have to make this a tough, rugged fight. He can't allow Shakur to fight his style at all. He's going to have to make Shakur uncomfortable, man. He's going to have to make Shakur fight a fight that he's not accustomed to fighting. He's going to have to make Shakur fight him off of him. He's going to have to make Shakur pull that dog out. And, Shakur has shown like some dog in his previous fights, like Jamel Herring and, even with Valdez, I've seen him turn Yoshino and shit like that. But neither one of those dudes that I mentioned put Shakur in a position where he had no other choice but to pull that dog out. Like Shakur pulled that shit out voluntarily. You feel what I'm saying? So Schofield is easier said than done. His conditioning is going to have to be at his peak. His volume is going to have to be at his peak. He's going to have to make this as uncomfortable as possible in order to have the best chance necessary to beat Shakur. If he boxes with Shakur, it's over. If he tries to, play chess with Shakur, it's over. Like sitting there thinking with the man, bro, he's way more seasoned than you. There's no point. Old School says, according to Shakur, and sparring, kid was moving a lot. So he is prepared for a moving and aggressive kid. Well, that's smart to remember and things of that nature. But with Shakur Stevenson putting that out there publicly, and I'm sure the Schofields have seen it, you think that they're going to attempt to approach the fight that way? Like, if they know that Shakur Stevenson is anticipating that, like, if they know that's on Shakur Stevenson's mind and they know in their heart that that's what Shakur Stevenson is prepping for, why would you take that approach? You got to throw that game plan away. If that's what Shakur Stevenson is like, and this is why you shouldn't even spar motherfuckers who you may possibly fight in the future. I've never been a fan of that. But, you know, if you in your heart know that Shakur Stevenson is expecting game plan A and y'all still come in there with game plan A, y'all foolish. Y'all foolish. I think he gonna have to get in his Salido, and I call it the Salido bag because Salido didn't give a fuck. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he ain't give a fuck if he got hit. Like, he was gonna turn, no matter what it was, he was gonna turn this bitch into a gangster party. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Schofield's best chance, bro, he gonna have to make this shit. He gonna have to get in his Salido bag. You feel what I'm saying? If not, but like I said, it's easier said than done. I could give you all the game plans in the world, you know, and just because I give you the recipe don't mean that you have the tools or the knowledge necessary to cook that motherfucker up how you supposed to. I say this all the time. Just because you have the ingredients, two motherfuckers could be cooking. One of them could be a world-class chef and one could be a beginner. They have the same ingredients and they making the same food. Is it going to taste the same? No, it ain't. It's two different. It's two different levels. So I could say, yo, Kid Austin need to do this. He need to do game plan Z. He need to do game plan Y. He need to do game plan X. But if he doesn't have the experience, the tools, or the skills necessary, what I'm saying is pointless. Shitty Schofield. Yeah, I remember they did that little interview. They said Shakur hit him with a nice body shot. Well, look, I know people that spar Shakur before. And, you know, there's some that told me that he can't punch. And then there's told me that there was some people that told me that he got a little pop. So, you know, I guess it just depends on how Shakur feeling that day. If he feel like sitting down on his punches or not. You know, based off of what I've been hearing, you know, he's probably not heavy-handed at all. But maybe if he gets the right turn, or if he's in the right, you know, he's sitting down and he's rotating the right way, it might have some, you know, some steam on it. You know, I think Shakur Stevenson just need to be himself. You know, I think that's all it's really going to take to defeat, you know, Schofield soundly. But you could tell just based off of how the way Schofield and his team moving, they really, really focused on this fight. And, you know, like I told you guys back when he fought Renee, you know, Schofield got a lot of potential. He has a lot of good abilities, but, you know, is he going to be able to maximize his potential in one training camp? You know, boxing typically don't work like that. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah. Shakur does not need this fight with Kid. I mean, it was a next best available option. So I'm not going to sit here and say that Shakur didn't need it, because maybe if Schofield didn't, you know, take him up on this offer, he probably wouldn't even be on this card. So Shakur low-key got to thank Schofield for stepping up to the plate, because prior to that, you know, Cepeda had pulled out. They were struggling to find somebody credible. So you got to salute. He got to salute Schofield for stepping up. Because if not, yeah, I mean, he probably won't be a part of one of the best cards to ever be made in boxing history. Low Nose Boxer said Tank wasn't invited to the turkey party because he never fought an elite guy. Tank is the black version of Eric Esch, a.k.a. Butterbean. This nigga low be. Comparing Tank to Butterbean is crazy, but Yeah, you could tell, Tank a little jealous over there, man. He a little jealous over there. He don't like how, he got a fight coming up with Lamont Roach. You feel what I'm saying? And, a lot of people not really paying that shit any mind. He'd be heavily criticized. His fight coming up March 1st, from what I understand. The Riyadh season card is a couple weeks away from, his card with Lamont Roach. And, he probably feel away that, what's going on with Turkey Al-Sheikh and them is getting more attention than what the fuck he's doing. But he don't got nobody to blame but himself. He don't got nobody to blame but himself, bro. We told y'all, the reporters told you off of the rip that, why Lamont Roach? I mean, they saying it in a polite way, but, this is how you know when, the media not really satisfied with what you're doing. When they talk about everybody that you should potentially fight in comparison to who you have in front of you. If they're talking more about Shakur, Dev, Tio, if they're talking more about them than Lamont Roach, that means they're simply not interested in the guy that you're fighting. And Gervonta Davis is so ignorant to that he gets frustrated when you don't talk about anybody that's not named Lamont Roach. But nobody wanted to see you fight Lamont Roach. You feel what I mean? So you giving us a bullshit fight that nobody want. You know what I mean? And y'all on the type of time where it's like, oh, if you don't like it, then don't watch it. So we're not going to watch it. Meanwhile, Turkey Al-Sheikh and them is giving you an action-packed card with Bivol Betterbeev, Shakur, Floyd Schofield, Hamza Shiraz, and Carlos Adames. They're giving you who else? Kabayel versus Zhang. They giving you that action-packed card. And not only are they giving you that action-packed card, it's stacked from top to bottom. And then, Virgil Ortiz Madrimov is another one that I didn't mention. They're giving that fight to you, what, for $26? They giving you that from top to fucking bottom, bro. $26. I think it was $25, $26. How much is this Tank Lamont Roach pay-per-view? According to this fucking shit right here, Tank versus Lamont Roach is $75.95 on pay-per-view. $76 to watch Tank versus Lamont, and the undercard not even all like that, y'all. Let's take a look at this undercard. Why the fuck? All right, let's do it. They don't even got the rest of the list on BoxRec, but whatever. If it's $25, I'm gonna spend that bread, to be honest. Me too, nigga. Shit. Why the fuck? Why wouldn't I? It make all the sense in the world. Bro, the card is popping from top to fucking bottom for $25. And for Tank Lamont Roach, you just getting Tank Lamont Roach for $76, bro. So you mean to tell me? Because a lot of people budgeting nowadays. We in a tough economy and niggas gotta stretch their bills, right? I'm totally understanding of that shit. There's times where I've had to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still, even with me being in a great financial position, I'm still weighing my options and know not to go crazy with my bread, because anybody could be in a fucked up position, right? So $25, 5+ action-packed fights of some of the best. $76, Tank and Lamont Roach. Why the fuck would I pay $76 for Tank and Lamont Roach when I'm getting a better fight card that's 3 times cheaper? Think about it. No, bro, the card is decent. All right, the card, okay, Lamont Roach and Tank, the fight is decent. All right, well, how about the February 22nd card? Let's say the card is decent. It's still $76 for a decent card. February 22nd, they talking about one of the best cards of all time. For $26, bro. 3 times less than what Tank is asking for. Even if the card is decent, the main event is a fight we don't want to fucking see. So who gives a fuck if the card is decent? when the main event, what we're all coming out to see, is a fight we don't want to see. Agent, you saying you're not paying $60 for Tank and Lamont? Bro, it's $76. $75.95. That's what they want you to pay to watch that bullshit. And this ain't me talking like a hater. I'm just speaking logically. That's that fire stick. You crazy. I ain't gonna say that on here. I do not partake in streaming any fights. That's all I'm saying, y'all. So, obviously Gervonta Davis is salty about how everything's going. Maybe it's for that reason, man. Maybe he feels like, they may possibly fuck up his numbers and, he don't like what they got going on because they still in his spotlight. I don't know. It could be multiple reasons, but I think it's safe to say that Gervonta Davis feels away about Turki Al-Sheikh and what he got going on. He's saying that everybody dick riders, this is what's so ironic about Tank. Tank run around telling niggas how he a prize fighter and he only care about the money. But then he gets mad at fighters for going to Turki Al-Sheikh who's giving them money. And you calling them disloyal? Imagine if Tank, right? Let's say Tank had, let's say he got a $10 million offer from Turki Al-Sheikh, and Al Heyman only offering him $500,000. I bet you he start thinking that. And let's say he like, damn, you only offering me $500,000. Turki Al-Sheikh offering me $10 million. Let's say Al just be like, oh man, be loyal. What you think Tank gonna do? You think he gonna take that $500,000 and be loyal? So get the fuck out of here. Don't nobody want to hear none of that stupid shit you talking about, cuz. You telling niggas how you all about the money, all you care about is the money. You don't care about legacy. You don't care about belts. None of that shit. You came out here and you told us that yourself in your last press conference with Lamont. All right, cool. That's your prerogative. But you can't at the same time be criticizing niggas because they going towards the money. They doing the same shit you doing. It's cool if he want to stay loyal to Al. That's cool if he want to stay loyal to Al. He could do that. But he can't expect everybody to move how the way he moving. Some of these niggas ain't never seen Al a day in their life. Okay. Loyalty over money sound good. Loyalty over money sound good. But you know what's so ironic? Ain't nobody, he ain't never talk about being loyal to his fans. He ain't never talk about being loyal to his fans. How about being loyal to your fans? How about being loyal to the motherfuckers who are putting the money together so you could get a paycheck? How about being loyal to the motherfuckers who made you a star? Because these promoters, they make you a star. They not the ones who putting their bread up. They putting their bread up, but they want that shit back. The ones who ultimately putting you in position is the fans. So I just find it ironic that you talking about loyalty, but you're not even being loyal to the motherfuckers who put you where you needed to be. It's ironic, bro. So you loyal, but these niggas be loyal to an extent. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. You feel me? And now he feeling like he talked, and it's just so funny. He talked all this shit about Turki Al-Sheikh. They get mad that, you know what I mean? He wasn't invited to a Turki Al-Sheikh event. Why the fuck would he want you there when you've been nothing but disrespectful since he came on the scene? Nigga, fuck you. Like, I understand what you're saying. They probably being biased, blah, blah, blah. And I had that same criticism while I was watching the awards live. Yeah, they got a little bit of bias to them. I agree with Jamil. If you're gonna have a media outlet, you gotta have a level of objectiveness. And if you just bias towards Riyadh season or whatever the case is, then that's not really a media company. That's not like a media outlet. That's like a promotional outlet. And I agree with that 1,000%. But at the same time, you are blatantly going out of your way to disrespect Turki Al-Sheikh and then get mad when you're not invited. You're not on the list of people that, get invited to go to this, Oh my God. Yo, Lo, you say shit like this, but at the same time, you're doing it. I'm not defending the price. I'm saying the card is decent. Gary Antoine versus Rayo. Puello versus Sandor. Okay, so you named 3 decent fights. Well, you named 2 decent fights. I'm not even going to, whatever. If y'all want to call Tank and Lamont a decent fight, all right, cool. Let's name it 3, right? Even with those fights on the card, what does that do in comparison to the Turki Al-Sheikh card? Don't make the case any better. The fact that remains is that Turki Al-Sheikh is giving you way more for your dollar. And I think Tank got a problem with that. So Terence Crawford, I'm not the only one who is noticing this. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is noticing the same thing as well. And he came out and he spoke his mind. You know what I mean? He didn't directly say Gervonta Davis's name. However, we all know who he's talking about. You feel what I'm saying? Based off of what's going on in the boxing world, we know who he's talking about. So let's bring up the tweets right here. And what's ironic is Crawford wasn't even there. But he probably had his own little situation going on. I'm sure it wasn't no issue or anything like that between him and Turkey. He's an ambassador of Riyadh season at the end of the day. So this is Terence Crawford's tweet. He said, I see somebody mad they wasn't invited to the Ring Magazine gala. Oh, man. Who else is he talking about, people? Who else could he be talking about? We all know who we talking about. So what did Buzz say to Tank, bro? Here you go. Omar's right here. He said a $50 difference in pay-per-view prices. That's like an 18-pack and a large pizza. That's a fact. Yeah, Gervonta, he definitely talking to Gervonta. Anonymous said, I don't like Shakur, but I do think he could still have a great career without Tank. And I do like some of the maturity he showed in the recent interviews. He definitely needs media training. He definitely do. Because like, why are you sitting in front of these white people talking about, I'm a real nigga? I'm a real nigga. Like, man, stop trying to prove that you so fucking hood. Stop trying to prove that you so hard. And like, nigga, you not like that, cuz. You been in a boxing gym your whole fucking life. Stop talking like you the certified street nigga, and because you with James Prince and all them, you so fucking like you such a bad motherfucker. You even go, I'm a bad motherfucker, bro. I'm a real nigga. Yo, let me tell you something. I'm a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? So that nigga, shut up. Shut up. That's a professionalism, dog. You sound like a fucking goofy. If you in the comfort of your own home, bro, go ahead and speak. But goddamn. Who the fuck don't want to sponsor your stupid ass while you out here talking like that? Niggas be want to be everything except boxers, cuz. Like, the fuck is you on, nigga? Sound dumb. So fucking dumb. What them Boondocks niggas said, that's nigga shit. What the fuck? Shit pissed me the fuck off. But anyways, Terence Crawford said, I see somebody mad they wasn't invited to the Ring Magazine gala. Let's go back over here. He told the lady stay off the drugs. He tripping. But Terence Crawford said, I remember being left out. That's why when they let me in, I crashed the party. So, of course, he's alluding to the situation that happened with PBC. They gave him a runaround for a long time. The majority of the belts at 147 was with PBC at one point in time. Earl Spence had titles. Keith Thurman had a title when Crawford first came into the division. Sean Porter, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of people. Danny Garcia, all these guys were champions. And they all happen to be on the PBC side. And them PBC guys literally, like Anthony Joshua said about Wilder, they did their best to freeze him out. And I think that was a plan that PBC and them had all along. They wouldn't even recognize Bud as a champion when bringing up, champions in the 47 division. And Terence Crawford was pissed about that. Like, yo, I'm the WBO champion. Y'all can't even put me on y'all list. I remember that shit. You know what I mean? And their plan might have successfully worked in terms of, not allowing the Bud to crash the party if Earl Spence wasn't so hell bent on becoming undisputed. If Earl wasn't so stubborn and headstrong, he would have went his entire career without fighting Bud. You know what I'm saying? That was their whole agenda. They wanted nothing to do with Bud, bro. They're like, man, why would we let this nigga come in here and possibly fuck our money up when we could just keep this shit in house and keep this money flowing? Earl was the only one. Earl said exactly, Mike Tyson was like, man, you know what I mean? I remember he sat down with Jamal Charlo during the Hot Box interview, and he was like, yo, man, like, yeah, you gotta and Jamal was like, we don't control who we fight though, right? Mike Tyson was like, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. All you gotta say is, yo, I ain't fighting. If you don't make me fight him, then I'm not fighting nobody else. I want him, I'm not fighting nobody else. That's exactly what Earl Spence did. And what happened? He ended up getting that Terence Crawford fight, a fight that a lot of people thought was too far gone. You feel me? But, that's what Bud has alluded to in this tweet right here. He said, I remember feeling left out. That's why when they let me in, a.k.a. the Earl Spence fight, he crashed the party, a.k.a. dominated Earl Spence Jr. You feel what I'm saying? So that's him just providing his opinion. You know what I'm saying? So what I think Bud is, getting at exactly is, nigga, if you feel left out, why don't you come crash the party? Tank, if you feel like niggas is leaving you out and you feel like you should be included in something, why don't you step to the plate and prove why you deserve to be there? Because what you've been doing is chilling in the comfort of your own home. You being complacent, my nigga. You over here fighting these guys that nobody wants to see you fight. We calling for you to fight A, B, and C, and you fighting D, E, and F. Stop it. Stop it. And I'll be seeing all these bum-ass YouTube channels, bro. These niggas get a few subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And they in their head, they be knowing that Tank be moving like a fucking cornball. You know what I'm saying? But in order to appease their subscribers or their fan base, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they will make it seem like every move that Tank make is okay. Y'all niggas is enablers. I can only imagine how y'all kids gonna move once they get in some type of position. You ever seen that badass kid, that badass kid at your grandma's house? One of your cousins is bad as hell, and he always doing some wild shit, and you want to beat his ass and discipline him. And the grandma like, oh, don't touch him. That's how Tank is. He nigga can never do no wrong. And whenever it's time to step up, actually get to the smoke. You know what I mean? There's always a support system, a fan base, or whatever that's holding the motherfucker back. A lot of these Gervonta Davis fans be scary as shit, dog. They be scary as shit. The last thing they want to see is Gervonta go out bad. That's why they cool with him retiring without facing Shakur. That's why they all try to push this. Oh, I'd rather see Keyshawn fight Tank than Shakur. What the fuck has Keyshawn done that Shakur hasn't done? I could give a what because Keyshawn had a couple good performances. He's more deserving of a Shakur Stevenson. Look what Keyshawn done. Look what Shakur done, and you tell me who's more worthy. The fuck is not even close. I could give a fuck who got a more exciting style. Who's more proven? Keyshawn about to fight for his first world title. Shakur got a world title a couple years into his career and then got 3 divisions since then. How the fuck is he more deserving of a fight with with Tank than Shakur? Stop it. Y'all do anything to y'all always try to find a way to eliminate smoke for Tank when the nigga been doing that shit his whole career. His whole career. This nigga and I heard this before, and it was probably one of the best comparisons I heard. I heard a nigga compare Gervonta Davis to a Harlem Globetrotter. He said, fuck being proven. We need exciting fights. See, and that's the exact mentality that needs to be removed from boxing, because how the fuck do you know? How do you know definitively that Shakur versus Tank won't be exciting? How do you know that? How do you know that? You just assuming that shit. Y'all niggas is really like y'all type of boxing fans, y'all niggas is cancer to the sport of boxing. And that exact mentality y'all have is the reason why a lot of fans are gonna be fucked over out of a lot of big fights that they should be witnessing. Y'all niggas is a cancer to the sport. I'm telling y'all, that shit is very, very, like, y'all mentalities are extremely toxic. Like, for y'all not want to see Shakur and Tank is crazy. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? So who gives a fuck if he afraid of power? He winning fights. Y'all niggas acting like Shakur lose fights. Who gives a fuck? All right, and Shakur and Tank scared of boxers. The fuck? Nigga been fighting the same type of style over and over again, and don't nobody give a fuck to see him fight somebody that got a different style. Bro, Shakur, Tank done proved a million different times that niggas who stand in front of him and try to trade with him get knocked the fuck out. All right, let's see something different. Let's see him in there with a slick athletic boxer who's not going to give him the opportunities to land that kill shot. Why don't y'all want to see a different style in front of Tank? Y'all niggas just want to see the same shit over and over again. Why the fuck do y'all want to see this, bro? We seen it happen over. We seen it with Hector Luis Garcia. We seen it with Rolly. We seen it with Ryan. We seen the same style over and over again in front of Tank. Y'all niggas just so happy because y'all see a knockout. Bro, I want to see something else. Bring something else to the table. Bring something else to the table, bro. The fuck? It's like y'all niggas, it's like when niggas play 2K on rookie mode. Y'all, all right, cool. Yo, you dominated that. Like, you good here, my nigga. Like, we seen you win time and time again in this particular field. All right, now let's move this shit up to Hall of Fame and let's see what type of success you got. The fuck? Y'all niggas is tripping, bro. Why do y'all defend the same bullshit over and over and over again? Let's see something different. All right, nigga, you cool on that side. You dominated that section. All right, now let's come over here and see what you cut like. Come on, dog. And you know that's something they trying to avoid, bro. They've been avoiding that style for Tank for the entire course of his career. When the fuck Tank came out here and boxed some slick, mobile, athletic boxer? When he ever do that? Pagai, Shakur could talk however the fuck he want, bro. Why the fuck is y'all so worried? My point is you can't talk all that gangster shit then fight like a kitty cat. Bro, who gives a fuck about how he talks? Why the fuck is what Shakur Stevenson is saying having that much of an effect on you where you dislike him? You know, that you feel like you pay so much attention to this nigga words that you think it should influence his boxing style. He can talk whatever shit he want. He's an undefeated 3-division world champion. He can say whatever the fuck he wants until somebody shut him up. Why is that what your focus is? Why is Shakur Stevenson's words more of an important factor to you than him fighting the best in the ring? CK Love says, I think Tank will catch up with Shakur, but I definitely want to see it. As long as you want to see it, I'm okay with that. I think Tank will catch up with Shakur too. I think so too. But it's the constant passes and the justifying and the fuck shit, bro. It's like, come on, dog. Come on, dog. Zensei says it's boxing, not a KO battle. Yeah. I think that's Lop. EA Lop. I'm sorry if I fucked it up or whatever the case is. You got a Canelo picture. Okay. He says, no, wait, that's T.O. Never mind, that's T.O. and Josh Taylor. He said, who would you like to see Tank against? T.O., Haney, Garcia 2, or Shakur? Well, I don't want to see Garcia 2 because he quit against Tank Davis. So why the fuck would we even care to see that again? But it seems like, ironically, that's the fight that Tank wants the most. T.O., Haney, or Shakur? I'm gonna say Shakur. I mean, Shakur and T.O. I'm sorry. I'm fucking up right now. Haney and Shakur, I look at them as both like the 1A and 1B. If Tank was to take either one of those fights, I'd be just as satisfied. Tio, I would like that fight too, but not as much as Haney or Shakur. You feel me? So like, if he had those three opponents selections, I would have the same level of happiness if he chose Haney or Shakur. But Tio, that'll be a good backup plan if he's not able to get neither one of the two. Because I do think that Tio is an easier style for Tank in comparison to Shakur and Haney. If Haney is boxing, I think he's capable of being all three. Let's not get it misunderstood. But if we're talking about style matchups, I think that Shakur and Haney stylistically will give Tank more of a run for their money than Tio. Tio will be found. He could be found. He's quick. He's athletic. He got like he got whenever there's been times where Tio's been like elusive as well. He rises to the occasion once he gets like these fights that he considers to be big fights and shit like that. But I feel like Tio will be easier to target. I think he'll be easier to hit. Yeah, Tio could definitely be timed. I mean, we seen boxers time Tio and have success. We see Kambosos do it. We seen Sandor Martin do it. Sandor Martin was timing the shit out of him with that check hook the whole fight. Knocking Tio down and all off balance, looking goofy. I can only imagine what Tank would do to him. You want to see Devin return? I think that's what everybody want to see. Even the ones that hate him, they want to see him. Teach said, what I don't like about Tio and Dev fight over Shakur is because those guys are a different weight class. Tank fighting though will limit them because Tank will dictate weight. It's a great point. Yeah, Tio and Dev, they at 40. Yeah, but it's no to me, it's no justifying Tank not going up to 40 because he did it for Barrios. Why wouldn't he do it for those guys? Shit crazy. He's like, I'm 139 right now. Okay. Tank, Floyd used to be at 150. He fought at 54. What the fuck is your excuse? What's the highest Floyd ever came in for a fight outside of the McGregor John? Like 151, 150? Tank, Floyd used to give up that 4 pounds and still rumble motherfuckers. You feel me? Yeah, Anonymous, I'm inclined to agree with you, man. Tank is going to fight at 135. Is only going to fight at 135, let's be honest. Yeah, so I think a lot of, it's sad, bro, that he would rather move up a Lamont Roach than move up 5 pounds to fight a Tio or a fucking Haney. Yeah, he came in like 151 against Cotto. I remember that. Fought De La Hoya, Cotto. Then he fought Canelo at a catch weight, 152. You know what I'm saying? But this just goes to show that Tank don't believe in himself how you think he do. He don't believe in himself like you think he do. He don't believe in himself. His fans believe in him more than he believes in himself. His team don't even believe in him. That's why they had him avoiding everybody like the plague when he was at 30 and 35. Yo, what about fighting Loma at 130? Oh, no, Loma's old, Tank is young. We don't got to rush anything. Meanwhile, this nigga's the IBF champion of the world. At 35, oh, yeah, fight Haney. Oh, Tank's not even really a 35-pounder, man. We not, we not paying him all that. We're not paying him that. We're not giving him no money. I remember all that shit Leonard Ellerby was saying. If these motherfuckers try to lie, I'll pull up receipts too. We're not paying him that. Remember that shit like it was yesterday. And I ain't even mean to get on the Tank lane, but goddamn. Why would I fight Tank for money? All right, but guys, so just completely forget the fact that they were both champions at the same time at 130. And Loma was calling that man out like crazy. I remember they asked Loma, they was like, why you think Tank and them haven't really been, worried about fighting you? He was like, oh, cause he know. Like, nigga, what? It's like, nigga, what? Nigga Loma said, cause he know. Yo, for God, this is what you could try that with other people. That shit not gonna work with me. Are you gonna sit here and ask me what about 135? Okay, what about 135? You know what I'm saying? When Loma the nigga already had one foot out the door after the Haney fight. He told you guys prior to getting the offer from Gervonta Davis that he didn't want to box no more. And the only reason why he faced fucking George Kambosos was because his dad persuaded him to fight Kambosos. You feel what I'm saying? The nigga wasn't worried about boxing no more. I just find it real ironic that after Lomachenko puts out that statement, all of a sudden Tank looking to fight him, and it goes all the way back to what what Floyd was telling Tank. Oh man, there ain't no need to rush. You know what I'm saying? You young, Loma old right now. That he doing all this rushing. You don't need to rush. We're gonna fight him when we ready to fight him. And look what happened. This nigga Loma talking about he don't want to box no more. All of a sudden, Tank like, oh, here you go. Oh, you want to fight? Oh, here you go. You want to fight now? Fuck out of here. I'm not saying Loma's too old because he look good against Kambosos, but when a nigga's when he not tuned in here mentally for boxing, it's just as good as being old. It's just as good as being old. For you to operate at a high level in boxing, or continue, being yourself in boxing, this needs to be in tune with this. The body and the mind have to be in tune. If either one of them is lacking, you need to walk out the door. Loma may not be burnt out physically, but mentally, he's not there no more. And he told you that. So I don't understand. I was looking forward, I was kind of let down by the Loma and Tank news, because Bob Arum told everybody that could listen that the fight was being finalized and it was going to take place here. And then, Loma's like, what I'm saying? I don't want to fight this year. And they're like, oh, man, see, everybody avoiding Tank. Oh, just completely forget. Bro, I got a whole list of niggas that Gervonta could have fought but chose not to fight, went in another direction. Like, y'all niggas, y'all crazy, bro. Like, y'all crazy. This nigga Loma don't want to fight. And the Tank's like, oh, you want to fight? You want to fight now? You want to fight when you don't want to fight? Oh, I heard, you don't want to fight no more. Oh, so now I'm going to offer you a fight knowing that you don't want to fight no more. Whole ass nigga. Nobody trying to hear that shit, cuz. You try that shit with somebody else. I'm a different nigga on this boxing shit. Yeah, but guys just want to play devil's advocate. Do whatever he can to defend Tank. Ain't no defending Tank, cuz. If there was, then I wouldn't be talking about him all crazy. He said rehydrate, keep firing these niggas. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I deal with ulcerative colitis, right? So whenever I have like bad like flare-ups or episodes with my colitis and shit, I get very dehydrated, which is why like I fluctuate in weight and shit like that. I could be like 175, 180. And a lot of this shit is going on because I'm not, on top of my medication and shit like that, but I just got the medication. You feel what I'm saying? So that should be coming in by the beginning of this week. So I'm telling y'all right now, I'm probably like a good 160 something. I'll probably be like 180 in a couple weeks. You're going to see it all in my face. You feel me? So shout out to Pedialyte, bro, because, when niggas who got any type of irritable, disorders or chronic illnesses and shit like that, and they feel extremely dehydrated, Pedialyte gets you right back in, where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna stay rehydrated for sure. Yeah. This nigga said, nah, Pagar can have his own opinion. He actually cool. I don't got a problem with Pagar. He actually get me a little bit in my bag. I don't mind niggas having different opinions from me. You know what I'm saying? Because if we all had the same opinions on here, these conversations would be ass. You feel me? So I actually like having like the devil's advocate around or people that could really get me animated and get me really talking because that's what makes it a better show. So I don't mind him being around. He be hating, but you know what I mean, you got to have at least one of them. Yeah, bro. He be getting me pissed. I ain't gonna lie to you. Greeters from Chicago. Shout out to Ricardo Lopez. Is that Finito? Is that Finito? Shout out to Ricardo Lopez showing love from the Shy. You know what I mean? I stood over there for some time. You know what I mean? I got family over there on the outskirts of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It was a beautiful experience. Chicago is a beautiful city. Chicago, no, look, we ain't going to Chicago. I know we got a little cornball from there. He said, no way. Ain't no way. Nah. But shit, that was Ricardo Lopez. That'd be fucking lit though. The Finito. But shout out to Chicago. I got family in Chicago. Like I said, when I visited, you know what I mean? I went to the Bean and all that. It was a dope little experience, you heard? Yeah. We talk. It ain't nothing personal. I think you do be hating though, for God. You know what I mean? But at least you stand on your square. You ain't scared of niggas. At least you stay on your square though. I respect that. Cause you ever you ever meet them niggas that they start off with an opinion that when they feel that heat, they be like, oh, you know what, you right. I don't respect them type of niggas, man. You know what? You right. You be hating, nigga. You be hating on Shakur. I don't remember. Y'all could correct me, but you probably be hating on Haney too. I think you be hating on. I think you be hating on Tank rivals. That's what I think you be hating on. Which is a lot of Tank fans at the end of the day, but it is what it is. At least you watch boxing. A lot of these Tank fans don't even be boxing fans for real. Today is Gabe Rosado's birthday. Happy birthday to Gabe Rosado, man. One of the toughest, grittiest motherfuckers to come across the boxing scene, man. Got a shit ton of heart. He definitely made his mark in boxing. You feel what I'm saying? Mexicans love Gabe Rosado. Philly got a lot of respect for Gabe Rosado, and he had a good career, man. He definitely got robbed a lot. I seen him get robbed against Jalen Love. I thought he gave Daniel Jacobs everything he was looking for. Damn. Who else? Luis Arias. I thought he beat Luis Arias. He got robbed. There's some fights that I can't even recall right now, but he got robbed a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you, especially that Jalen Love. I thought he beat Peter. Wait, I think he beat Peter Quillen too. Imagine if Gabe they would have got the wins for all those fights. Imagine he would have got the wins for all of those fights, bro. Gabe would have been in a way better position. And Gabe had a shit ton of heart too, because I think he was like the number one contender at 154 for a title. And instead of, sitting on that position and waiting for, a world title shot, he moved up to 160 to fight Triple G. Gangster motherfucker, bro. He ain't had no business fighting no prime Triple G. Go 787 says supposedly Haney dropped the lawsuit. That's what I'm hearing too. I can't confirm that. I would have to hear that shit from Bill or Dev, and I ain't hear neither one of them confirm that. So I'm not gonna sit here and push it as if it's valid or as solidified. That might be a conversation that they having. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do this and I, we'll shut this shit down if you shut this shit down, or we'll do this if you do this. Maybe they about to do some type of agreement or trade-off. I don't know. You know what I mean? But if that's the case, and that's cool. If I'm Devin Haney, in all honesty, I ain't dropping shit. But it is what it is. That's ultimately up to them. They know they'll do what they feel is best. Anonymous said, "What do you think about Mortis Aliyev possibly moving up to fight Lara?" I think that's a gangster. Mortis Aliyev a big motherfucker, so I think he'll have no trouble making 160. Lara is a former 154 in himself, so it's not like he's gonna have a size advantage at all. Lara is very dangerous, but it's a lot of people are starting to put targets on Lara back right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think eventually Lara is gonna have a pretty good fight on his hands. I thought he was gonna get that Chris Eubank opportunity that fell through. I think Turkey just locked in him and Conor Ben rumbling. So that shit got pushed to the wayside. So if Mortis Aliyev can't get a unification fight, he probably don't want to go through that fucking rehydration clause or whatever. He can move up to 160, have his belt on standby and fight Erislandy Lara. That'd be a dope fight. Do you remember when Billy Briscoe told Rosado's dad, "Your son is going to die. I have to stop it"? Yeah, I remember that. And what was crazy was Gabe Rosado had like the flu or some shit when he rumbled Gabe. Yeah, he was taking a lot of punishment from Triple G, bro. Yeah, I remember that shit clear as day. And Billy Briscoe's from Philadelphia as well, and him and my dad got a pretty good relationship. That man is a historian, bro. That nigga is like a boxing encyclopedia. There's not many people who know the sport or the history of the sport like Billy Briscoe. He helped Danny. He's been in the shadows, but he's helped Danny Garcia a lot. You know what I mean? Like, basically, been working behind the scenes with Danny, probably more than Angel, in all honesty. But of course, they don't get no credit. You know what I mean? A lot of these dudes, I'm gonna tell y'all niggas something. You see a lot of these trainers that be out here and they train this nigga, or they train this world champion, that world champion. Behind the scenes, they don't even be putting in the muscle for real. They just be the face. They just be the face. A lot of these trainers that be saying they train A, B, and C, they don't really be putting in no work for real. They just the face behind, the operation. Billy Briscoe really been working with Danny for years, bro. But of course, Angel the only one that gets the credit. But you want to know how you know Angel full of shit? Because he only known for training Danny. And if there's trainers that only will train their kids and shit like that, but come on. Like, if you were a real boxing coach, your limits, you don't just limit yourself to your son. Like, look at these great father trainers that still went on to do some great shit, like Floyd Mayweather Sr. He trained more than Floyd. Robert Garcia. He trained more than just Mikey. He just became trainer of the year. And I know Mikey's his brother. It's not his. I'm saying, like, in terms of family. The list goes on. Danny retiring. I think Danny doing one more and he done. That's what he said. He said he didn't want to go out like that. So maybe he going to take a little, a little tune-up, get him out the way, and then just hang it up. Danny ain't got it no more, bro. He's satisfied. He's very successful in life, and he don't need boxing in order to function anymore or operate financially. Danny about to make like a fucking apartment building right by, his barbershop. He just bought this beautiful-ass crib. Listen, Danny chilling, bro. Trust me. He said, "Goo, get the money. Danny better keep his ass from out that ring." I think he got enough to beat like a little tune-up real quick, and then he can get up out of here. That's what I think. Rosado rematch. Yo, that would be hilarious. That'd be hilarious. But what y'all think about Crawford saying he gonna shock the world against Canelo, man? What y'all think about that? I've been one of the people that came on here to tell you that I don't really care for that fight, but you know what I mean? If they're gonna make this fight, who am I to, refrain from watching it or attempting to stop y'all from watching it? He's saying he gonna shock the world. He said he got something in his back pocket, like he got something up the sleeve waiting for Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I got my questions. I always have my questions, not specifically for Terence Crawford, but when people move up multiple weight divisions, how they gonna deal with certain factors throughout the fight. But I am rooting for Terence Crawford heavy, and I'm gonna tell y'all this. If Terence Crawford pulls this shit off, bro, we're gonna start having a different conversation about Bud, bro. And not just this era of greatness, and we talking all-time great. Because, Canelo, he is on the decline, he is getting older, but he's still dangerous. He's still dangerous. Like, Canelo slowed down, but not enough to say he, washed or anything. Not even close to washed, honestly. Canelo probably got a good 3-4 years left in him before we can start having them conversations. But I'm rooting for Bud, man. But of course, I tell y'all what the problems is all the time when these dudes move up in weight. Because when a lot of these dudes get into monster shape due to, their work ethic. And a lot of their work ethic comes from, attempting to cut that, that weight that's on them, right? So let's say Bud walk around 180 pounds, right? And he cuts down to 154. It's going to take a lot more effort to cut down to 54 in comparison to 168, right? So he's not going to have to train as hard to make weight for Canelo than he would cutting weight for Mazuma. How is he going to be able to get to into, the best shape possible when he doesn't have to cut much weight? Part of getting into really great shape is getting some of that weight up off you. Is Bud going to be in phenomenal shape to be in there with a pressure fighter for 12 straight rounds? How is he going to feel sluggish? Is his legs going to be, nice and mobile? Or is he going to feel stuck in the mud because of the additional weight? How is he going to be able to take a punch from a 168-pounder? Canelo came from smaller weight classes, but he's been acclimated to 168 for a few years now, and I've seen this man have enough power to drop dudes who came into the fight 193, 195 like Edgar Berlanga. I've seen him drop just about everybody he done been in the ring with at 168 pounds. You feel me? And these are bigger dudes who are who have a higher punch resistance than a 154 or 147. You feel what I'm saying? So the punch resistance is a factor. Can you take a flush shot from a Canelo Alvarez? Is your power, because your power been decent at 135, 140, 147. And I've seen you get Madramov's respect at 154 as well. So I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and say that your power translated to 54 as well. How about going up an additional 2 weight classes against a dude who has one of the best chins in boxing? How is your power going to translate there? You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that we got to take into consideration, because those factors right there could be one of those factors in itself could be the reason why he loses the fight. And not only are we talking a flush shot upstairs, we're talking about a flush shot to the body, a flush shot to the shoulders. How is Bud going to be able to deal with that with 10-ounce gloves from a decent puncher in Canelo Alvarez, bro? Coffee Plant says, don't engage, box and move. Okay, this is exactly why I brought up one of the factors being, how are your legs going to be with this additional 14 pounds on you? And obviously, Bud doesn't have to come in at the 168-pound, limit. You know what I mean? Like they was advising Jamel not to come in at 168, but he came in at 168 anyway, and the extra weight didn't work out for him. How is Bud's legs gonna operate with an additional 14 pounds on him? And look, Lorenzo just brought up Bud's arm reach. You feel what I'm saying? He does have a crazy arm reach. He's like 5'8", 5'9" with a 74-inch arm reach, I believe. So that's sick. That comes out to 6'2". It's not normal for somebody his height to have that much of a reach. So of course you want to use that to your benefit. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of him having that reach, Canelo has dealt with dudes who have a great reach advantage as well, and he's always found a way to close the gap. It's not like Bud is this fucking Pernell, Floyd, Luce type fighter where he could, he making you miss every shot. Bud be getting hit, bro. Bud get hit. What you telling Bud if you're Bomac? I don't know if I don't think it's necessarily telling Bud anything, because Bud is confident. You don't got to reassure him of anything or give him any mental reps about things he may have doubts about. Bud, there ain't no doubts in Bud head. There's not many people as confident as Bud. I think it's just about doing, not telling him shit, but doing shit in camp. And I would advise Bud to come in as light as possible, bro. Be as light as possible. That way you still have your agility, you still have your speed. You know what I'm saying? And your intention shouldn't be to knock Canelo out. You want to finesse him. You feel what I'm saying? But the thing is with Bud, he had a whole lot of heart, dog. And sometimes and I've seen instances where, he's always, won his fights clearly. Bud is one of very few people, who's well into his career who hasn't had like a close controversial fight. You feel me? He like 40 fights in, he hasn't had a close controversial fight at all. Like everything has been straight down the middle, clear, no debating. I forgot where the fuck I was going with that. But regardless, what I'm gonna say is you want to come in light, you still, had that agility, had that speed, you want to finesse him. Oh yeah, what I was saying was Bud got a lot of heart, and sometimes his heart seems to take over his mind. You feel me? And that's not something you want to do against Canelo, because Bud, one of them type dudes, when he get hit with a good shot, he want to get that shit back. You feel me? And I don't know if a firefight is something that Bud wants to get into with Canelo with the size disadvantage that he's going to have. But like I said, I'm rooting for Bud heavily. I hope that everything that I'm thinking is wrong. And I hope he outclasses Canelo and ends up beating him, because I'll tell you what, he beats Canelo, bro, that shit gonna set the boxing world on fire, bro. You said Bud Hart might get him stopped. I hope that ain't the case. And Canelo, he been having trouble getting stoppages lately. So I don't think we really gonna be talking about that at the end of that fight. But I hope that Bud just stays smart and disciplined throughout the entire fight, even when he get hit with a good shot. Of course you want to get that back, but not emotionally. You just want to be like, all right, I'm gonna get that back, but I'm gonna find that shot. I ain't just gonna be out here just shooting shit, just hoping something land. You know what I'm saying? Because Canelo don't got no problem trading with nobody. Canelo don't got trouble punching in between anybody's punches. He believe in his chin. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo is a sharp puncher. He ain't just power. He got speed, and he's accurate as well. So you got to be real careful with somebody like Canelo. That's what I'm saying. You got to finesse him. You got to box him. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on your matador shit. Bud got that wrestling background too. Yeah, that's definitely what's this nigga name? Beth? Bethania. He says that Bud needs to work that body. I don't even know that, bro. Because the thing is, if he goes and he changes that level and he goes down there, that could leave him open for one of Canelo's favorite punches, which is the uppercut. He love that uppercut. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you want to go down to that level with a dude who like to rip shots, who like to rip short shots. You know what I'm saying? I think he should stay away from the body shots as a whole. I think that's why a lot of people don't really go to Canelo body because, you know, there's a price that come with that. But the wrestling background could definitely help him. You know what I'm saying? Especially if like Bud get on the ropes and he need to tie up, that could definitely help him. Bud is physically strong. So that could definitely help him. He got a good reach. He got the height advantage. So there's some things that could definitely play out in Bud's favor. And I do think that I can't even say that Canelo got skills, man. You know, his style switched up when he moved up to super middleweight, but he got skills. We can't say that Bud got the experience factor. I guess we could say Bud is more versatile. He's overall a more skilled technical boxer. Bud walk around 180, 185. That's cool. So that only means that he cutting between 12 to 17 pounds. Said Canelo leave his hands in his pockets a lot too. What you mean, like having his hands down? I always see Canelo walk niggas down with his high guard. Only time I see Canelo really drop his hands is like when he in the middle of throwing like a power shot. So counters are available. But like, you know, Canelo, like regularly, he got that high guard on tight. He walked to you with his high guard. He walked you to the ropes. He ripped them shots. Bud was like 170 versus Madrimov. That's a good weight. That's a good weight to rehydrate to. But if it's a 168 contest, what he going to rehydrate? 2 pounds? Then you don't want to put, you know, Canelo, and that's the thing, Bud not acclimated to 168, so it's not like he could really blow too much up in weight because then he could feel sluggish. And as a result, you know, that shit could hinder his performance. And you don't want to feel sluggish going up against Canelo Alvarez. You want your legs to be good. Yeah, when he's punching, he drops his hands a lot. I noticed that too. That's a good observation. So, of course, that leaves you open to a lot of counters. So, Bud timing definitely got to be on point. Bud has excellent timing. So, he could use that to his advantage too. But Canelo is a crafty motherfucker where, let's say, Bud times him with a good shot. It's going to register in Canelo's head that he got countered with that shot. He's not going to give him another opportunity to land that. You feel what I'm saying? Or he'll bait you to think to make Bud think that he got that opportunity to counter, and then he'll counter his counter. You know, it is that high level of a fight. You know, this ain't just like a big guy versus a skilled little guy. Like Canelo is skilled too. Go said Bud better not come into that fight off a 14-month layoff. I don't know, man. He said he don't want no other fight except Canelo, so I don't think Bud be worried about them layoffs, man. I think he said that lullaby putting you to sleep. Yeah, that's because my girl putting her kids to sleep. That shit loud. I didn't even know y'all could hear it. But that's funny. But yeah, man. Crawford said he gonna shock the world, y'all. That's what he said. Those his words, not mine. We got any questions before we get up out of here? He said, I could see Bud fighting like he did against Jeff Horn on the back foot, turning Horn around, clinching when needed to, etc. It's gonna be a different fight than Jeff Horn, bro. It's gonna be a different fight. I think a lot of y'all really and I like that y'all believe in Bud's abilities, but I think a lot of people are viewing this as like the skilled little guy against like a good bigger guy. Like Canelo got skills too, man. Oh, I'm glad somebody asked me this because I was gonna make a video about it, but I didn't have time today. Smoochie asked about Fury's retirement. I think Fury full of shit. I think he full of shit. I seen his video because first of all, Fury done retired like 3, 4, 5 times already in his career. You know what I'm saying? He done talked about walking away from the sport multiple times. He always finds a way back. And they say that, and I heard Frank Warren say this, that Fury struggles with bipolar disorder. So one day, for a couple of weeks, he feel this way, that he'll come back and feel a totally different way. So we can't really take Tyson Fury's words for it. We just got to let his actions play out if he is truly retired. I think he even said like Dick Turpin or whatever the fuck the dude's name was, even wore a mask. And I had to look up what the fuck that meant because I never heard that quote before. But apparently Dick Turpin or whatever the fuck his name was like a thief, like a robber. Yeah, Tyson Fury said Dick Turpin wore a mask. So he's saying, and then I had to look up an example. And let's say like you selling a car, right? And you want $4,000 for it. And they'd be like, and the bull be like, yo, man, well, can I at least try to get it for $2,500? He'd be like, no, I need $4,000 and that's it. And the bull could say, well, even Dick Turpin wore a mask. What he's pretty much saying is, damn, like you robbing me. At least this nigga had the decency to put a mask on before he robbed me. So this is Tyson Fury just coming out here talking about how he essentially got robbed. And he got robbed. I guess he trying to say he got robbed in plain sight against Usyk. You know I mean, there's more excuses that's being put out here. You know, ain't no surprise. Honestly, you know, Tyson Fury is a sore loser. It's just crazy that he, you know, for these 2 back-to-back losses he's had, you know, he hasn't faced the same criticism for being a sore loser in comparison to Deontay Wilder. I think that shit was funny. Yeah, I had to look that shit up. He said even like Dick Turpin wore a mask. Yeah, Fury's full of shit, bro. You know what I mean? He done say he was retiring a million times. Remember, he said he was going to retire after the Dillian White joint. Remember, he knocked Dillian White out and he was talking about retiring? Remember when after he beat Klitschko, he blew up to 400 pounds, said he was retiring? It was a few times, bro. I'm sure there's other times I'm not thinking of right now, but he said he was going to retire a lot. So we'll see. Let's see how long he stay away. But I just find it funny that Fury always does this shit whenever he has like a big fight on the line. You feel me? He literally has one fight left that people are asking for. You talking about retiring? Full of shit. I'm sure Terry Alashik will reach out to him, see if he's interested. I'm sure once he hears the offer that's being sent this way, he'll contemplate coming back. Most likely that fight will be in the UK. And that's the last fight that we really want to see Fury do before he walk off to the sunset. Fury ducked AJ for the second time. When was the first time? AJ could say Wilder and Fury ducked him. Wilder? Oh, man. Wilder duck AJ. That's hilarious. That's hilarious to say. When y'all know the history, that's funny. It's funny to hear somebody say that. Y'all know AJ duck Wilder like a motherfucker, especially a prime Wilder. Will freeze him out. Never a nigga talking about freezing another nigga out. You already know what type time he on. If you want to fight, give me 50 million. They show you proof of funds for 50 million. He's like, I'm not gonna sell my soul for 50 million. I'm like, nigga, what? You put a price tag on yourself. And then when they give you what you asking for, now you talk about not selling your soul. Jesus Christ. Bacoli stops AJ. Yeah, Bacoli got what it take. AJ gets too much grace. Talk to Eddie. Eddie never wanted to talk to Wilder, not about AJ. He wanted to sign Wilder, but he didn't want to fuck his money up with AJ. Eddie moved AJ as cautiously as he could. And AJ still got burnt up. Prime Wilder would have stopped AJ within 3 rounds, bro. Probably would have been a first round, John. Swear to God, bro. AJ so stiff and robotic, dog. I can't see him avoiding Wilder right hand. I can't. What you mean the Chitlin Circus, bro? Yo, pack this nigga up. I don't like that comment. What he mean by that? That sound pretty fucking racist to me. Am I tripping? Yeah, get him up out of here. We don't do that. Dude, hella weird. But that's how we gonna end the live, y'all. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love to the channel. I'm gonna go get me some rest because I do got a long day of work ahead of me tomorrow. So hit the like, hit the subscribe button, man. You feel what I'm saying? I'm very appreciative for those of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate J Cash spreading that knowledge, but he had to get packed up regardless. So I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. I'm out of here, man. Peace.